and let us all do we can to build a better future.
We're going to move on now to our next story of the day. And this one's going to be a little difficult because, look, I have my opinions about Bernie Sanders. I think not once, but twice during the 2016 primary and the 2020 primary, he cucked out. He left his followers and his supporters behind. He did everything he could to cheerlead the Democrats. He didn't acknowledge the election fraud that was happening during the 2016 and 2020 primaries. He didn't call out the fact that, again, the Democratic Party was doing everything it could to derail his campaign. Now, Bernie Sanders has said things that I agree with. Talking about Medicare for all, talking about student debt forgiveness. These are things I agree with. So this isn't a defense of Bernie, but this is more of calling out the fact that, again, similar to CNN, Fox News has a short-term memory. Now, I'm just going to be talking about student debt because apparently the Biden administration, there is talk about it, that they're going to maybe postpone student debt payments, but there's a lot of people trying to talk about actually forgiving $50,000 worth of student debt, which, again, student debt is a form of unforgivable debt that will follow you. Whoever co-signed it, they'll inherit it as well. And it's impacting millions of Americans. The United States, the richest country in the world, cannot provide education, especially higher education, to its citizens. Other countries have figured out how to have affordable education or free college. I think it's important. We need to have that. But again, student debt is crippling millions of Americans. And while I don't have student debt, I think it's fair that everyone deserves a second chance, a real debt jubilee, because things are getting worse for Americans right now. I'm willing to say let's try and help out others. Let's pardon student debt fully. And remember, Joe Biden in 2005 worked with the credit card corporations to kind of make student debt what it is right now. And through executive order, he has the power to pardon student debt. Now, Fox News, we all know about Fox News. They got their bias. Pro-business, America, freedom, and more freedom. I know, so all those people who've been criticizing us saying, oh, you don't talk bad about Fox News. No, we're calling out Fox News for the fact they got short-term memory. They're not thinking with their brains here. Fox News is really offended. And when we play the third video, we'll point out the fact that they don't really look back at their previous work. So Fox News is offended by the fact that, oh no, student debt forgiveness. And they're saying that it's a midterm ploy, which, okay, I'll agree. But now if Biden were to pardon student debt, hey, that's great, awesome. But again, this is the Democrats we're talking about. They only give platitudes. So let's play this corporate propaganda from Fox News of why student debt forgiveness is such a bad thing. Let's play this first video. Again, shout out to Case Study QB. Be sure to follow him on Twitter.
But leaders on the left say it's still not enough. The progressives are not happy. Watch.
I believe the president should go further and forgive $50,000 in student loans permanently. It's a huge burden on so many people.
Let's stop you in 2021.
College should be a ladder up.
Off.
It is all too often with student debt is an anchor down.
Chuck Schumer, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, many on the far left, just not happy with this. Don't just give them a break. Break it all down, wipe it away. What happens if they continue to chomp away at this and there's total student loan forgiveness?
We have an extraordinary problem with our financial system, with the way that loans are given out in America and with the ability of people to get loans. Getting a loan is an important thing if you want to buy a car, if you want to send your kid to school, if you want to buy a house,
yes,
etc. This has the danger of discouraging any kind of loans. And when you make the odds of a loan payback higher, what happens? The interest rates go up. So the interest rates that everybody pay, because the chance of a bank getting all their money back goes down.
Yeah, lower.
When the chances increase of non-payment, you get an increase in interest rates. So that means higher interest rates for everybody. But the main thing is, it's just, think of all the millions of people who paid back their school loans.
Did it without this? Did
Remember
it without the government
Warren
bailing them out?
Remember when Liz Warren was attacked by that?
Pause it!
Not attacked, but was confronted.
Because this bastard, those bastards, here's the thing. It's their 4 years in the Marine Corps, and I was able, in the state of Illinois, to use my Illinois Veterans Grant and the GI Bill. Federal government was able to take care of that, provide me with the resources I needed to get an education. To this day, I'm proud that I used that. And I think everyone deserves a second chance to get higher education. I believe in that. And yes, Bernie Sanders is a person, The message is important. Student debt is following everyone. It's crushing Americans from the ability to buy a house, to buy a car. We all right now know that, again, with inflation and, again, low wages, this economy that we built cannot function. We need to do a debt jubilee. These corporations, these banks that have led to numerous economic recessions and depressions are always bailed out, always taken care of. I guess corporations are people, so I guess if those people, the corporations, can get bailed out, so can you. So can you. We have money for these military industrial complexes, and we don't ever ask questions. Hey, how come we have money for these wars, but we don't have money to take care of our people? Pretty sad. Let's play the rest of this video. Again, I apologize for bombarding all of you with this Fox News BS, but again, there's a point to all of this. Let's play it.
By that parent who'd paid back his kid's loans and said, do I get a refund now? If you give a freebie to everybody else, do I get a refund? By the way, the cost of this is going to be about $1 trillion if AOC gets what she wants, a full payback. And Schumer, let's face it, Schumer is fighting with AOC and the left wing of his party in New York for his seat in the Senate because she wants that seat. So he's going as far to the left as possible. So it may not. There's Joe Manchin.
None of this is genuine. Everything that you just described is like so disingenuous. It's not even funny.
It's politics. I'm afraid of the sort of lies that we see with regard to the energy problem that we have now and the gas problem. Well, it's the same. It's fit into the same thing. And we are going into election year, and they're getting absolutely desperate on the Democrats.
Okay. While I pull up the second video, let's be very clear here. Americans deserve a second chance. We need to do debt forgiveness. And Chucky Boy Schumer is not a progressive. He's not on the far left. And look, Biden could, through executive order, pardon student debt. Let's play this next video.
What do you think they're hooked on trying to do what the progressives want instead of doing what Emily is talking about, and that is fixing some of the problems that affect everybody?
Oh, because of the elections. I mean, look, this is an olive branch to AOC, and she just threw it back in President Biden's face. You know, AOC had come out and said, you're not doing enough. You know, you're going to lose young people. You're going to lose progressives. So this is Biden's attempt to kind of walk the balance beam. It's not working, though. You know, AOC will continue to call him out. Remember, she said, use your pen. You have executive power. And she said, you've ceded that executive power to Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema. They will never appreciate President Biden, even though he gives them 90% of what they want. They will always ask for more.
Since when?
Well, he wasn't the one that they wanted. So he had to beg, plead, and do everything else to try to get there.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. So they were if they don't like you, they're not going to like you.
No one likes you guys either.
What do you
but
think they're
we'll
hooked
put up with
on
you. Okay. So anyways, look, here's the thing. AOC and the progressives, they're not getting what they want from the Biden-Harris administration. Hopefully, maybe, who knows, if they are able to get some wiggle room, maybe if they could somehow out of the blue, no pun intended, able to get student debt forgiveness, then what a miracle it would be. What a miracle it would be. But don't worry, millionaires. I want to quote M. Solo. Don't worry, millionaires. Biden won't do it. And that one dude says, Tupac said this. They got money for wars, but they can't feed the poor. 30 years ago, damn near. Yep, agreed, 100%. So hold on. This video is what I want to lead up to. Because Fox News forgot something that happened 2 years ago. Let's play this video, especially at the end. Pay attention, my friends.
Thank you. It is quite baffling to think that this is actually happening. The Wall Street Journal editorial board writing today, student loan forbearance forever. The progressives are demanding that President Biden forgive at least $50,000 per borrower by executive order. This would be an even bigger usurpation of Congress's power of the purse. What a way to stick it to Americans who didn't attend college or who have diligently repaid their loans.
Mm-hmm. Of which you're one. Of which I'm one.
Yeah, there's a lot of people.
And as we said yesterday, how many people are watching right now?
Yeah, I would have loved to have Bernie Sanders come on and explain to us and talk to us about why he thinks that all student loan debt should be canceled and how that could help the Democrats in the future as well.
And if the president punted this decision yet again, at what point is he going to say, okay, time to start paying?
Well, he wanted to do it in December, but he keeps
so.
getting pushed by the left.
Okay.
So, going to continue.
Pause it.
Thank you. It is quite
Pause it here, because the video will repeat itself. I hope all of you paid attention. Especially at the end when the lady, the reporter, said, hey, I wish Bernie Sanders would come on here, Fox News, to explain us why we should get rid of student debt. That's right. Why doesn't Bernie go on Fox News? That's the whole purpose of this, because again, this is my defense of Bernie Sanders. He did 2 years ago. A Fox News town hall in which a lot of Vote Blue no matter who people were saying, how dare you go on Fox News? Fox News, you're a journalist outlet. I think you'd remember it. Maybe, because you got your talking point memos, or maybe all of you just have short-term memory. I found this little gem on the interwebs of Bernie explaining at the Fox News town hall about why we need to have student debt forgiveness. Let's play that for the people. Come on, Bernie, tell us.
Hi, Senator Sanders.
Hey, Richard.
As a first-year college student here at the University of Michigan Dearborn, I understand attending university can be expensive. But at the same time, I understand that I'm making an investment in my future. What would you say to families who have worked hard to save up money so that their children can go to college with minimal debt, or to graduates that have worked hard after graduating to pay off their student loans? Would you consider these people in your plan to cancel all student loan debt for public universities?
Well, I certainly would consider those people and all middle class and working families in my plans as we bring change to America. But in terms of college, let me rephrase your question and tell me where you disagree with me. 100+ years ago, in a fairly radical action, working class people said, you know what? We want our kids not to be working in factories or on farms or in fields. We want them to have an education. Yeah. Okay? And what they said, which 100+ years ago is a pretty radical idea, they said, you know what? Everybody should have a right to go to public schools roughly from first grade through 12th grade. And that was transformative in America. I went to a public school. Most of my kids in my public school, we didn't have any money. We had a pretty damn good education, okay? The world has changed from where it was 30 years ago or 50 years ago. Technology, the global economy has changed it. I don't think it's a radical idea to say that when we talk about public education, it shouldn't just be from first grade to 12th grade. It should be through college or trade school as well. That's why I believe we should make public colleges and universities tuition-free. And it's why I also believe that through a modest tax on Wall Street speculation, we should cancel all student debt in this country.
Again, I know all of us have strong opinions about Bernie Sanders, especially how the 2020 primary played out. Bernie Sanders is a person, flawed. I have to say at this point, Chris Hedges was absolutely correct. Shout out to Jimmy Dore. He was correct. But you could like the message still. Now, Fox News, you have that archive video about why we need to do student debt. Hold on, I want to pull up another video about, hey, maybe something in case you ever do forget why, Bernie was on your show. You could invite him to be back on. Maybe do another town hall. You got some great ratings. You got great ratings, Fox. Did you really forget? Did you not do your job as journalists? Maybe you could talk. You're a corporate media outlet. You do have access to politicians, right? Let's play this next video.
I understand that we're taking on corporate America, we're taking on the Republicans, we're taking on the Democratic establishment, taking on the drug companies, taking on the insurance companies, taking on the military-industrial complex. You know what? Okay.
I had hope.
It ain't easy.
I had the audacity of hope, and hope is the first pass of disappointment.
But I think what the American people know.
I'm so sorry I had hope.
The American people, I think, are ready to deal with justice in America. That's what we're fighting for. And that's economic justice, social justice, environmental justice, racial justice. Okay? I understand that we're...
Video's going to repeat itself. But again, remember, Fox, he was on your program. But don't worry, folks. I know I will never have you sit through Fox News or anything like that. But I want to pull up these two video links right here. This is on the Fox News YouTube channel. Part 1 of the town hall right there. So there it is. There's proof that it exists. It's right there. Fox News town hall. How many views does it have on it? Wow. almost around 2 million views. It has about 2 million views. Fox, you didn't look back at your archive? I mean, this is part 1, but hold on, there's even a part 2. We're going to pull that low lovely up there too. How many views? Oh, wow, 2 million views as well. Look at all those likes. Guess we can't read the dislikes, so YouTube might be offended by the dislikes, but whatever. I mean, we see the likes, but there we go. So Fox, closing statement for this. This wasn't a defense of Bernie Sanders. This is reminding all of you that corporate media doesn't know how to do its job. They don't know how to outreach to people. They don't look back at their previous work. So, especially in that last third video from Case Study QB that he clipped it, Fox News pundits, why don't you do another town hall with Bernie, all right? Why don't you talk to him? Now, again, Bernie Sanders is a politician. He served his purpose, and I think we're all kind of burnt out by the burn. But, again, the whole purpose of this, 1, we got to get rid of student debt. And number 2, these corporate media outlets don't know how to do research, and they don't look back at their previous archive work. And then number 3, Bernie's message was right. It's just a shame that the Democrats throughout all of 2021 didn't use any of their political power whatsoever. They lack the initiative. They lack the backbone. They lack the spine. They lack the courage. They're not going to do it. And it's up to us to do it. The people. Build movements outside the influence of the two-party system. And support ballot initiatives.